stay down here and greet the bus when it leaves, and then we'll pull you up after.
To start this exciting rally finale until I went downstairs again to check on my friend in a wheelchair, one of my heroes. Oh, there he is. I wasn't able to start right away because I saw one of my heroes in a wheelchair at the bottom of the stairs. You need to know that Nicole Bottles is here, the young woman who inspired me to bring forward national legislation to deal with Lyme disease, which is now law. Mom, Chris, is bringing her up. Yeah, there you are, Nicole. Yay! Come on up. Join us up in front. So Nicole is one of my heroes. I love you. And you know, maybe you've heard me say this. I'm not a real fan of election campaigns. It's hard to get a lot of good, productive work done. It's hard to get the green message out over the noise of the boys yelling at each other. And I can't wait till Tuesday morning to get back to work with more Green Caucus colleagues. We've got to go to work first thing Tuesday morning to start getting Canada on track to show some leadership at the climate negotiations. I've been so honored to work as your member of parliament, those of you from Saanich and the Gulf Islands who are here. I'm so honored to have had 4 years representing Saanich Gulf Islands in parliament. And I know that in those 4 years I've proven all the pundits wrong who said, don't worry, one MP can't do anything. One MP will be lost in all the partisan racket. But no. I've been there at the forefront, the first member of parliament to recognize the threat of Bill C-38, the first member of parliament to raise concerns about the Canada-China Investment Treaty, the first member of parliament to read C-51. As a matter of fact, I may still be the only member of parliament who's read C-51. The first member of parliament to read C-51 and say this act is dangerous and it must be repealed. But I can tell you that for the last 4 years, as big an honor as it's been to represent Saanich Gulf Islands, I am so excited about what Tuesday morning looks like. As we have a new parliament, a minority parliament, in which Green MPs can go to MP for Victoria, is the MP for Council, Claire Martin, all across this country, Gord Miller in Guelph, Bruce Heyer in Thunder Bay. We will go to work for Canadians like a caucus you have never seen before. When the polls close, I know every one of you in this square is going to keep on working. We're going to leave this square after I turn the podium to Joanne to say a few words. We're going to go back out, keep knocking on doors, keep rounding up those votes, and make sure that every Canadian who wants to vote Green does vote Green. Every Canadian must vote regardless of how they plan to vote. We need to bring up voter turnout. We need to reclaim democracy in the hands of citizens. It's time to call it like we see it. We don't work for the billionaire class. That's why it's been a little harder to get our voices out in the election. But Canadians heard us. They heard the message that's positive. We stayed with a very positive and high road message. We didn't need attack ads. What we needed was a platform that inspired Canadians to believe that someone's hearing them in their day-to-day struggles. Someone's hearing young people who are dealing with crushing levels of student debt. Someone's hearing seniors who are worried about how they're going to take care of themselves when they have a partner with dementia and they don't know how they can take care of the rising cost of their medications. Somebody's hearing them when they're saying, I can't find childcare, I need to go back to work, but I can't find a job, and it's harder because of crushing student debt, and I can't afford a home. The quality of life, the things that my generation took for granted, are out of the reach of many Canadians, and we can take the single biggest step in building this country with a commitment that the Greens are making to eradicate poverty with a guaranteed livable income. So Monday morning, we get out the vote. Monday night, we celebrate. Tuesday, we go to work. Right now, I want to turn the podium over to the woman who has inspired Victoria to believe that they too can have a Green MP, and to know that a woman who has been for 10 years literally the voice of Victoria that we listened to for so long on CBC. Joanne Roberts is the voice of Victoria, and she will ring true to her values, to our values as Vancouver Islanders. She will be the voice of Victoria to Canada.
It is so exciting to feel this momentum, to look out and see so many people who believe. I must say that your belief has been so important to me, because you know, in a campaign that has been riddled by fear, we have tried to bring the message that there is hope. There is a different way to do this. There's a different culture that can be in the House of Commons. There's a different way to do campaigns. And we've proven it can work. And you know, for every one of us, we have already won, because we have done a campaign that has brought hope instead of fear. But we are not finished yet. We have not, you know, everyone says to me, Joanne, are you feeling confident? Yes, I'm feeling confident. I am feeling so confident. but I know that every vote counts.
Yes. Every vote counts. Every vote counts. Every vote counts.
And we have to get those votes to the polls. You know, we've been told, I was just listening to another pundit said, oh, you know, that other party, they're very good at getting out the vote. Well, they have seen nothing yet. We can do this. We know how to get out the vote. It will take every one of you saying we will follow through. We've come this far. We know the momentum is on our side. And now we won't take our foot off that gas pedal. We will go out tomorrow, bring your friends, and make sure that everyone who wants to vote votes. And that everyone votes for what they believe in. Because that's what we're about. That's what we're about. Now, I brought in all the Kelly kids to make sure. So, I got the family out there. And now,
brought Georgia near.
Oh, here's Georgia, my inspiration. Hello, Georgia. She's going to help get out the vote, along with her mother and father. And I just say to you, go get your friends. Tell them there is nothing better for democracy than tomorrow to make sure that everyone, the person who needs a ride, the person who needs someone to show them where the poll is, the person who just needs a little encouragement. This is an election like no other. We can win this. Go vote!
Before I take any questions, I just want to make sure everyone knows that Georgia is Joanne's granddaughter. And I also want to make sure everyone knows that the Green Party is committed to work for those people who are too young to vote. We are a party that's here for the voiceless, for the kids, for the orcas, for the salmon. We're here for the voiceless. We're here for the marginalized, and we will give you voice. And together, we can do this. I just want to say, as clearly as I can, to anyone within the sound of my voice, electronically or in real life, send me reinforcements. Do I need to go to media first? I'm looking to Julian for advice. What's up? Okay, Francis, you speak for Esquimalt sandwich soup.
Thank you. Look at this. We're making history. Is this exciting? Yes. I just want to remind everyone, like Joanne said, vote from here, not from fear. 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 Thank you. We couldn't do it without everybody, and wow, what a turnout. Our numbers are just growing like crazy. I'm so excited I can hardly sleep. And
I want to make sure everybody hears the words of Fran Hunt-Janucci running in Cowichan, Malahat, Langford.
I just want to first of all acknowledge that we're on the Lekwungen and Esquimalt territory. Thank you for this beautiful territory. And this is why I am running and why we are all running. First and foremost, we have our ecosystems, our environment, our coastlines to protect and defend. And I'm proud to be standing green, and I'm proud, I know I'll be proud tomorrow when in Cowichan, Malahat, Langford, we have another green MP to send.
To go and work. I know that Fran has to go back to her riding to make sure that all those votes, all the doors are knocked on. I know that Paul Manley and Nanaimo Ladysmith today will complete knocking on every single door in Nanaimo Ladysmith. And I know a lot of you will have to run back to where you are working and knocking on doors. Please, everyone within the sound of my voice, think about it for a moment. Do you know someone you haven't talked to yet? When you're going through the checkout line and you're in a hurry, stop and ask that clerk, do you usually vote? Do you know how to vote? Can I help you figure out where you go tomorrow to the polls and what ID you need to bring? Stephen Harper worked pretty hard to make it harder for Canadians to vote in this election, in the so-called Fair Elections Act, the Unfair Elections Act. And the turnout in the advance polls tells me one thing: Canadians will demand our right to vote. And we need to make sure that every single Canadian, particularly young people and First Nations, for whom the Fair Elections Act makes it harder, for anyone who's recently given up their driver's license or anyone who's recently moved, think about this sphere of friends and acquaintances that you might have who might not know. By the way, be sure you bring more proof of your ID. Don't leave it to the last minute. Go early. And remember, in BC, the polls close at 7. Bring a lawn chair. You may not need it, but an elderly voter might need that lawn chair. Be there to make sure everybody votes. Because when everybody votes, when voter turnout goes up, when we grow the vote, Greens win. Let's go back to work.
I don't need cameras, I need all of my campaigners. For those of you that don't know, my name's Sonia. I'm Joanne's co-campaign manager. We are deploying from this place a canvas, a super canvas in Fernwood. We have a super wave also in Fernwood. And, sorry, you got the question.
Yeah.
I'm so, my bad.
Sonia can do no wrong. Let's just say that clearly. I want you to bring this one home with a bigger voter margin than your last victory, okay?
Yes, I know, 92 votes.
Yeah, okay, question, yes.
Just wondering if you're worried about all the talk about strategic voting, if that is going to take any votes away as they try to get Conservative out.
You know, the thing about the Green Party is that we appeal to voters who, as I was just mentioning, usually don't vote. We appeal to voters who have traditionally voted Conservative, but realize this time they just can't do it. Not with Stephen Harper's record, not with the bad economic record, not with the ethical breaches, not with the scandals. So I think that increasingly on Vancouver Island, as it's apparent that no Conservative can win in any of the ridings on Vancouver Island, the strategic vote is Green. The strategic vote is a Green vote. So yeah, we're smiling, we're working hard, and we're very encouraged by the momentum that we're experiencing. Any other person need a question to this mic? Or you want to go off to the side? You're good? Everybody's good? Checking with our media friends. So it's question way back there.
I have a question. I have a young transgender friend who was told at polls, in advance polls, that she had to have 2 pieces of photo ID.
Bullshit.
Away from the polls.
That's not the law. So please, if anyone hears that transgendered people are being denied the right to vote, call Elections Canada, call the Green Party, call the RCMP. We need to make sure that every Canadian has a right to vote. And gender-based discrimination, trans-based discrimination is unacceptable in our society. Everyone has the right to vote.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, so Fran, what about the inadvertent boost that the NDP party gave the Greens here on Vancouver Island?
Well, that was a nice change, considering they're doing everything they can to try to persuade people that we're not worth voting for. So obviously, we're on their mind, and on their mind a lot. And I know, by judging by the posts that I see on my Facebook page, my web page, and the calls I'm getting from people saying, you know, the NDP is not saying very nice things about the Greens. And I'm going, you know, we're obviously on their mind when Tom Mulcair makes an expression like he says what he said, and, you know, here we are. We're all united.
You know, Elizabeth talked earlier about the strategic vote, and you had a pretty nice little retort to that. It had to do with voting with your heart.
Yes, I say vote from here, not from fear, because that's what Harper did to try to, you know, maintain his power. We know he's gone, so I can say that in past tense now. And we also know that this is what the other parties are doing to try to win the vote, because they're all fighting for a majority government when we know full well at this point it's going to be a minority. This is our opportunity to finally work together, and it'll be the best thing for Canada if we do. No
no-brainer, really.
Yeah, well, good luck in Ottawa.
Thank you.
Elizabeth's going to enjoy having some help over there.
Oh yes, and I've got lots of energy, so I'm excited to bring it to Ottawa. We'll spread this love across Canada, working together for a Canada that works together.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And no media coverage took place of what was happening in undermining the essence of a healthy democracy, which is free and full and fair debate.
And in your travels, how have people been responding to you?
Very positively. It's been wonderful. Yeah, no, we've had a very, very good campaign. It's been positive. It's been professional. We haven't had, the other parties with much more money and much more power and much more staff have had many more snafus and flare-ups. We haven't had to take a single candidate off the ballot because of something that went wrong in their screening. We voluntarily didn't run candidates in 2 places to try to help other parties. No one took note of that. We kept being told we should be doing more to go away and just die and go away. We're not going to.
And how are you holding up?
It's great. I don't see myself getting any time off till after the climate negotiations are concluded. Please God, successfully in mid-December. We've got a lot of work to do.
All right.